In this video, we're going to be traveling to our fifth country, which is Italy. We'll be staying mostly in Rome, so we get to experience all the wonderful history there, all the beautiful artwork that they have, and of course, the wonderful Italian food. Now, I've been once before when I was in high school, but this is going to be my wife's first time in Rome, so I'm super excited to show her the city. And I've always wanted to go to Venice, so we're actually going to take a day tour to Venice and go see all the beautiful sights and the canals and buildings of Venice. So if that sounds good to you, please stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy our video to Italy. So we didn't waste much time. We dropped off our bags at the hotel and started walking around Rome to go find something to eat. Along the way, we actually saw something going on, almost like a film crew filming some sort of TV or movie. But we didn't stay long because we were hungry. And what do you have to do when you first get to Italy? Go get some pizza. We ended up at the Pizzeria Sapore e Delizia, which is a charming little place with some pretty interesting artwork on the walls. I had to grab a glass of wine, of course, after the long flight. And I got one of the most tastiest pizzas that I've had in my life. This thing was beautiful. Went with the classic pepperoni. It was a very good pepperoni, full of flavor and spice. Then the sauce was amazing. It tasted like fresh tomatoes blended together, and you could tell that this was cooked in a hot oven from the charcoal marks on the crust. It was an amazing pizza. We actually had to come back later on to have it again. Now, this place has 4.5 out of 5 stars on Yelp right now. And one of the recommendations was these fried macaroni cheese balls. Look at this. It is amazing. So cheesy, so gooey. It was really good. After dinner, of course, we needed some dessert. So we went and checked out a famous gelato place that we heard so many good things about called Frigidarium. Now, it currently has around 4.5 stars out of 5 on Yelp as well. And it is amazing. I went with their Frigidarium special ice cream, which is basically like this caramel ice cream, and you get a cookie on top, and then they cover the whole thing in chocolate. It was amazing. Unfortunately, it was a hot day in Rome, and my gelato soon started turning into a ice cream waterfall, which is okay. I ate it quickly, and it was so good. So now that we were fueled up with sugar and wonderful pizza, it was time to walk around Rome and discover the magical things that they have to offer. I mean, they have these beautiful monuments and fountains and different artwork everywhere in Rome. Like this one, the Fountain of the Four Rivers. Quite interesting. The bottom is made of travertine, and it holds an Egyptian obelisk, and on the very top of it is the symbol of a dove. We then made our way to the incredible Pantheon. This is a former Roman temple, now a Catholic church. It's probably built around 126 AD. Now, I find this a lot in Rome. The outside of buildings look a little plain, but once you go in, the inside is extravagant. The decor is breathtaking. It's actually an engineering marvel because it holds the world record for the largest unsupported concrete dome in the world. Look at that, it is amazing. And of course, we had to go see the amazing Trevi Fountain. This is the largest Baroque fountain in the city. And you know what they say, if it's not Baroque, don't fix it. There's also a saying that if you hold a coin and you throw it over your shoulder, you will return to Rome. So of course we had to do that.
Turn to Rome. We gotta throw it behind us. One, two, three, go.
Another famous place in Rome is the Spanish Steps. With this gorgeous fountain and beautiful shops, this is an amazing place to hang out. We actually climbed to the top of the steps, which had an amazing view of Rome. Now after the steps, we finally went back to our hotel. We stayed at the IQ Hotel Roma, which was an amazing hotel. It has a rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars on TripAdvisor. And I could see why. It is a gorgeous hotel. And the best thing about it is they have this outside area where you can go and eat and have drinks that's on top of the roof of the hotel. And it's just a wonderful place to hang out and relax after a long trip. And they even have a hot tub in the back. After a couple drinks, we hit the sack and got some rest because we have a full day tour of Venice, Italy tomorrow. So in the morning, we headed towards the train station. We are currently on one of these beauties, which is a bullet train. And it's going to take us from Rome to Venice in around 4 hours. It's been a dream of mine to ride one of these bullet trains, and it's finally coming true. They can actually go up to almost 200 miles per hour. These trains have a maximum speed of 190. It's quite a fun experience to see the Italian countryside at 200 miles an hour. Now, Venice is composed of many different islands, but luckily they created a bridge that the train goes over, so we can take the train directly to Venice. And here we are, in the beautiful city of Venice. Currently, we're on a water taxi that takes us all the way around Venice. And along the way, we saw some of the famous gondolas. And we'll see a lot more of those later. We actually get to take a ride in one of them. I have to say, Venice is incredibly beautiful with this charming old architecture and the canals running as streets, boats instead of cars. It's definitely a different magical experience. And this is one of our main destinations, which is St. Mark's Square, which has the beautiful St. Mark's Basilica. Check this out, it is amazing. Adorned with all these statues and graced with the griffin that is the symbol of Venice. And we got to go inside, and the inside is just as extravagant as the outside, but we didn't take any videos. After the tour of the Basilica, we walked around Venice and checked out some of the shops and saw some of the famous Venetian masks, and then had some lunch. Now, I had a traditional spaghetti with marinara sauce, and my wife had a spaghetti with carbonara. And then after lunch, it was time for our gondola ride.
Buongiorno.
He was in the Navy. You don't know that in John.
Now, even though we didn't have a private gondola to ourselves, it's one of those things that you always see in the movies or in the TV shows, and to be able to actually experience it was an incredible experience. You could actually see barnacles attaching themselves to the walls. And then you see these places like this hotel that doesn't look like too much from the outside, but when you actually look inside, you get a little surprise. Very, very nice. And then we came to this point where we didn't have the narrow alleys like before. It actually opened up so we could see so much. We had the Italian music playing. We were on a gondola. It was truly a magical Italian experience. Venice. And check out our expert gondola driver. He's such a pro, he can actually focus on his phone and drive the boat at the same time. Now after the gondola ride, we went back to St. Mark's Square and we got some gelato and enjoyed the beautiful scenery. And we saw a fashion show, which sporting some of the latest fashion coming out of Venice. Before you knew it, our time was up and we boarded a water taxi back to the train station. And we took another bullet train for another 4 hours to get back to Rome. Now the next morning we got up and we got to tour the Colosseum. This was such an amazing place. There's all the history here. Just thinking about all the gladiators and the crowds that have watched them, you could almost feel the energy from history as you walk through this place. Coming out to the center was almost a creepy feeling, just thinking about how many people have died here. Underneath the Colosseum floor, there was labyrinths and rooms that they would hold all the gladiators and different wild animals like bears and lions. Some even speculate that the bottom of the Colosseum could be flooded so they could recreate naval battles. They also had a really nice museum that you could walk through and see a lot of the things that actually came from the Colosseum, like these statues, different pottery, even skulls of animals that could have met their demise battling in the Colosseum. And here is a model of what the Colosseum would look like at its prime. Now after the Colosseum, we headed towards some more ruins. This was called the Palatine Hill, which a lot of emperors kind of had their own personal villas here. If you're a history person, this is an amazing place to go to. I mean, this is basically like you're walking through history. They're even discovering new things every day. This guy is working on clearing away some of the original stone paths. And you can walk through these beautiful Roman gardens that include some plants from all over the world. And you get some amazing views of Rome and the ruins. Up here we actually saw a bunch of students striking for climate, which is very important. We only have one Earth here, we got to protect it.
Is that what you said, or what you said?
Just in awe of everything here. I mean, everything was just so massive. You had beautiful fountains and architecture everywhere. After Palatine Hill, we walked around Rome and tried some delicious baked goods. It was a hot day, so I had to try the Roman water fountains. There were fountains like this all throughout Rome, and they're constantly flowing, which minimizes the risk of bacteria and viruses. And we got some amazing pasta for lunch. Check out these tomatoes and mushrooms in this fresh pasta. It doesn't get much better than this.
It smells good too.
Smells so good. If only you guys can smell this.
Of course, we couldn't leave Rome without visiting the Vatican. Walking around the Vatican grounds, it almost felt like we were at one of the major museums of the world, like the Louvre or New York's Met. Its collection of paintings and statues and tapestries were astonishing. It's one of the famous tapestries that depicts Christ's resurrection. That's a pretty neat optical illusion, as wherever you stand, Jesus will always look at you, as you can kind of see as we're walking from left to right. Check out this amazing ceiling full with paintings and different statue reliefs. Find the ceiling in the amazing Vatican Gallery of Maps. Now this was commissioned in the 1500s by Pope Gregory the 13th. It's pretty amazing. After the map room, we made our way to the amazing St. Peter's Basilica. This is an incredible place. This is considered to be the largest church in the world, and just walking inside, it is breathtaking. This is also where you'll find the amazing sculpture from Michelangelo, the Pietà. Now underneath this bronze sculptured canopy created by Bernini actually lies the tomb of Saint Peter, one of the 12 apostles of Jesus.
Ouais, ce sera mieux, ouais. Parce que sinon, prendre, c'est pas possible.
St. Peter's is an amazing place, not only of its religious and historical significance, but all of the amazing artwork and architecture in this building. It's just an incredible sight to see. As we walked outside of the Basilica, we noticed that there was tons of chairs outside, and it's because the Pope was actually going to give a speech the next day. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it because we're going home tomorrow. For our last night in Italy, we went and found this amazing restaurant that has really good reviews that makes fresh pasta on site. We had to go check it out. But we also found this amazing little shopping area here with just live music and tons of shops, so we had to go walk around and check it out. And here's the restaurant that we found. Look, they're actually making pasta right in the window. Quite a long line and a wait, but it was well worth it. I went with an amazing pasta with tomatoes and basil, and my wife got a chicken and marinara. And of course we had to end with the tiramisu. And before you knew it, it was time to hop back on that plane and head for home. That's such an amazing experience in Europe. Such a gorgeous, wonderful place, filled with history and wonderful artwork and amazing food. We can't wait to come back.